Mina slowly opened her eyes. A soft blue light blinked above her, and she felt a cool breeze on her skin. The ceiling was smooth, silver, and slightly curved. She blinked again. This wasn't her room. It wasn't even Earth. She didn't remember. Where she was, panic started to grow in her chest. Her breath quickened. Her hands shook as she tried to sit up, but a gentle force pushed her back down. Easy. A calm voice said, "Dot." She turned her head. A man stood nearby, wearing a dark gray coat with glowing lines running down the sleeves. His hair was tied back, and his face looked young but serious. His eyes glowed faintly, like he had seen stars up close. "You're safe," he said again. "You just came out of surgery. Everything went fine." Mina tried to speak, but her throat was dry. "Here." He handed her a small cup. The water was cold and tasted slightly sweet. "Where am I?" she finally asked. The man gave a small smile. "You're on the medical deck of the ship, Solace. My name is Dr. Kalen." "Ship?" she whispered. "As in, spaceship?" He nodded. "Yes, you were brought here for emergency care after your escape pod was recovered from the outer ring of the Cyrus Belt." Mina's heart beat faster again. She remembered something now. Running, alarms, fire, then darkness. "Wait, how long have I been here?" 3 days, Kalen said. "You were in stasis. We had to wait for the swelling to reduce before the operation." "Operation?" Mina blinked. "What happened to me?" He tapped a screen beside her bed. "You had severe internal tissue damage caused by pressure buildup and neglect. In human terms, a dangerous stage of hemorrhoids. We removed them surgically and used nanogel to help your tissues heal faster." Mina's cheeks turned red. She looked away. Oh. She was already shy around people. Waking up to a stranger talking about such personal things made her want to vanish. But Kalen didn't laugh. He didn't mock. His voice stayed kind and respectful. "Pain will be gone soon. We used advanced tech. No scars, no discomfort after healing," he said softly. "You're lucky we found you." "Who are you?" she asked again, looking at him carefully. He looked human, but there was something different. Something sharp in his posture. Like he didn't belong among regular people. "I used to live on Earth," he said. "I left years ago." "Why?" Mina asked. He looked away for a moment. "Because Earth forgot how to care. Everything became about money, power, pride. I chose to leave before I became like them." Mina frowned. "But aren't you rich?" He looked surprised, then chuckled quietly. "Yes, I am, but not because I chased it. I built things that helped people. Then I walked away from it all." Mina's eyes widened. She never expected someone like that to be standing here. Her shy, quiet world was now floating somewhere beyond planets, and the man saving her wasn't just a doctor. He was someone who had made a choice most people wouldn't dare. "You're not going to send me back?" she asked, afraid of the answer. "Only if you want to go," Kalen replied. "The Solace is a ship for those who don't belong, who want something better. You're free to stay. You're not a prisoner." Mina looked down at her hands. They felt small in this giant, unknown place. "But I don't know anything," she whispered. "I'm just a girl from a small colony. I don't even talk much." Kalen's smile returned. "Then you'll fit right in. Most of the crew were once like you, hurt, lost, quiet. But now they work together, heal, grow stronger." He stood up and turned toward the door. "Rest. You'll meet them soon." As the door hissed shut behind him, Mina stared at the ceiling. Everything had changed. She had no idea what tomorrow would bring. But somehow, for the first time in years, she didn't feel afraid of it. Instead, she felt curious. Mina sat up slowly on her bed. The pain was almost gone now. Her body felt lighter. She touched her stomach gently. There was no bandage, no scar, just smooth skin. The room was quiet. A small screen near her bed showed a soft blue glow. It had her name, heartbeat, and a peaceful symbol that looked like a star inside a hand. She heard a small beep and looked up. The door opened. A girl walked in. She had short green hair and eyes that changed color like a rainbow. "Hey," the girl said with a big smile. "You're awake. I'm Tara. I help with recovery. Can I show you around?" Mina blinked. She didn't expect someone so cheerful. Tara tilted her head. "You don't talk much, do you?" Mina shook her head. "Not really." "That's okay." Tara laughed. "You can just follow me. You'll like the others." Mina got up slowly and followed Tara out. The hallway was bright and smooth, with metal walls that glowed gently. Strange shapes moved inside the walls, tiny machines or maybe just lights. Tara walked fast and kept talking. "This ship is called Solace. We have people from 5 planets, but most of us are human. Dr. Kalen saved us. Some of us were sick, some lost in space, some running away from bad places." Mina listened carefully. She had never met anyone from another planet. They turned a corner and entered a large room. It was a garden. Plants grew everywhere. Tall trees with silver leaves, small flowers that glowed blue, vines that moved slowly as if they were alive. The air was fresh. It smelled like rain. "This is the oxygen deck," Tara said. "The plants keep the air clean. Some are earth plants, but most came from other places." A man with a robotic arm was watering the plants. He looked up and smiled. "New girl?" he asked. "Yep," Tara said. "This is Mina. She's shy." "I'm Jiro," the man said, bowing slightly. "Don't worry, we don't bite." Mina smiled a little. Jiro's metal arm moved smoothly, almost like a real one. She had seen old machines on her colony, but nothing like this. They left the garden and walked into another room. This one was full of glowing screens and humming machines. People sat in front of the screens, typing and talking. "This is the bridge," Tara said, "where we fly the ship. Captain isn't here right now." A tall woman with dark skin and golden eyes waved at them. "That's Rima. She's a navigator. She used to be in the Space Forces." Mina nodded, feeling a bit nervous. Everyone here looked so smart, so strong. Tara pointed to the far wall. "That door leads to the lab. Dr. Kalen works there sometimes." Mina turned her head quickly. "He works alone?" Tara laughed. "Sometimes. But he listens if you have something to say. He's not like other rich people. He actually cares." They left the bridge and entered a smaller hallway. The walls here had pictures, hand-drawn art, strange symbols, and even a few photos. One showed Kalen as a young boy, smiling in front of a space shuttle. Another showed him standing with children, handing them boxes of food. Mina stopped in front of that one. "He did all that?" she asked softly. Tara nodded. "Yes, he gave away everything he made. Then he disappeared. Some say Earth's leaders were angry at him." "Why?" "Because he made medicine free. He built homes for people. He stopped selling to the rich. They couldn't control him." Mina looked at the photo again. Her chest felt strange. Warm, maybe. They reached the dining hall. It was large and clean, with metal tables and soft chairs. A few crew members were eating quietly. An old man with a white beard stood behind the counter. "Ah, new guest," he said. "Welcome. I'm Fan. I cook with love and spice." He gave Mina a bowl of soup. It was red and smelled like herbs. "Thank you," she said shyly. "You're welcome," Fan replied. "Eat slow. This one calms the body and mind." Mina sat beside Tara. The soup was warm and sweet. It made her feel calm inside. Tara watched her quietly. "Do you miss your home?" Mina thought for a moment. Then she shook her head. "Not really. It was hard there. People didn't see me. I was just the quiet girl in the corner." Tara smiled. "Here we see everyone, even the quiet ones." After lunch, Tara showed her the library. It wasn't big, but it had old books, data pads, and videos from many worlds. You can come here anytime, Tara said. Some of us like to read during space jumps. Space jumps? Mina asked. Yes, we travel faster than light. Feels like a short nap, but the ship moves through a special tunnel. Mina sat down on a soft chair and looked at a glowing map on the wall. It showed stars and paths like roads in space. One path was marked red. What's that? She asked. Tara's. Face turned serious. That's Earth's territory. We don't go there. They don't like defectors. Will they come after us? Maybe, Tara said. But Dr. Kalin knows how to hide, and we're strong together. Mina looked at the stars again. She had never felt this before, not fear, but wonder. A whole sky was waiting. Tara stood. Come, I'll show you your new room. As they walked back, Mina felt something change inside her. These people were kind. This place was safe. She was still shy, still quiet, but maybe, just maybe, she had found a place where she could belong. Mina couldn't sleep. Her new room was quiet and soft. The bed was warm, and the lights could change color with a simple voice command. Still, her mind stayed awake. So many new things, new people, new feelings. It all felt like a dream, but it was real. She sat up and looked at the glowing screen on her wall. It showed the time, 3:12 ship time. Maybe a walk will help, she thought. She stepped into the hallway. The ship was quiet. Lights along the walls glowed dim blue, making it easy to walk without waking others. Mina walked slowly, breathing calmly. As she passed the library, she noticed the door was slightly open. Curious, she peeked inside. Nobody was there. She stepped in quietly. The air smelled like old pages and machine oil. A soft humming sound came from the back. Mina walked toward a desk with a small screen still active. Someone forgot to turn it off. She glanced at it. It showed. Message. System warning. Unidentified signal received. Code 7. Source. Unknown. Translation incomplete. Mina frowned. What was that? She didn't touch anything, but the message blinked again. Content attached. Encrypted file detected. Mina's hand moved without thinking. She tapped the file. Suddenly, strange shapes filled the screen. Curved letters, dots, and flowing lines. Alien writing. Something changed. The screen glitched, and a voice came through the speaker. Static, then a deep, strange sound. Mina gasped. She wanted to run, but something stopped her. A small window popped up with translated words. Help you, human vessel. Trap, pain. Please. Then it cut off. The screen turned black. Mina stood frozen. Her heart beat faster. That wasn't just a system message. Someone or something was calling for help. But who? And from where? Before she could think more, a voice spoke. Behind her. Mina? She jumped. It was Dr. Kalin. He walked in, looking calm but alert. His coat was half open, like he came quickly from sleep. You're not in trouble, he said softly. But I need to know what you saw. Mina lowered her eyes. I didn't mean to. I was just walking. The screen was on. Kalin nodded. And you saw the message? Yes, it said someone was in pain. They were asking for help. He walked closer and sat beside her. This ship has sensors that can pick up old signals from deep space. Sometimes we receive strange things, ghost messages. Mina looked confused. Ghost messages? Old messages that never reached anyone, signals that bounce through space for years. Sometimes they're real, sometimes they're just echoes. But this one sounded alive, Mina said. It felt real. Kalin looked at her for a long time. Then he tapped the screen. It stayed black. That's strange, he said. The file is gone. Mina's eyes widened. It was there. I didn't imagine it. I believe you, Kalin said gently. But someone or something doesn't want us to hear it again. He stood. Come with me. I want you to meet someone. They walked down to the lower deck. The hallway here was darker, colder. Pipes ran along the walls. A loud humming sound came from behind the metal. They stopped in front of a door. Marked data core. Inside was a large room filled with screens, wires, and glowing orbs. In the center sat a figure with a helmet full of blinking lights. Mina, this is Varn, Kalen said. He's our data engineer. He used to work for Earth Security Systems. Now he helps us. The figure turned. The helmet retracted, showing a pale man with short black hair and sharp eyes. I heard, Varn said. The girl saw the message. It disappeared, Kalen told him. Varn stood and walked to a screen. Then someone is wiping logs again. This isn't the first time. What do you mean? Mina asked softly. Varn's fingers danced over the screen. We've had 6 strange signals in the last 2 months. Each one shows pain, fear, then gone. Someone is blocking them? Mina asked. Yes, Varn said. And that means the message isn't an echo. It's current, real, and someone doesn't want us to find it. Kalen crossed his arms. Why now? Why us? Mina looked down. Maybe because we're human. Both men looked at her. She continued. Maybe they know you're not like Earth anymore. Maybe they're hoping you'll listen. Varn raised an eyebrow. Smart girl. Kalen nodded slowly. Then we have a choice. Do we go after the signal or stay safe? Varn smiled slightly. Since when do you play safe? Mina felt her heart beating fast. Can I help? You already did, Kalen said. You heard what others ignored. He turned to Varn. Track the last signal path. We'll follow it, Varn nodded. We'll jump in 10 hours. Later, back in her room, Mina sat by the window. Outside, stars moved slowly across the sky. Somewhere out there, someone needed help. She had never been strong. She had never been brave. But now maybe she had a purpose. She closed her eyes and whispered, I will not stay silent anymore. The ship hummed quietly, and the stars watched over her. 10 hours passed quickly. The ship's Solace prepared for a space jump. The crew moved with quiet focus. Lights blinked on every wall. The air felt heavy, like something important was coming. Mina stood beside Tara on the bridge. She looked at the star map glowing in front of them. A new dot had appeared, small, red, and pulsing slowly. That's the source? Mina asked. Yes, Tara said. It's not marked on any map. Just empty space. Dr. Kalen stepped forward. His face was serious. We'll jump near the signal, not directly on it. We don't know what's waiting. Varn, the data engineer, tapped the control panel. Coordinates set. Jump in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A deep hum filled the ship. Then silence. In the blink of an eye, Solace moved through space faster than light. When the hum faded, the stars looked different. Jump complete, Varn said. Mina stared out the main window. At first, she saw nothing, just stars. Then she saw it, a ship. It floated in the darkness, broken and cold. Its body was long and twisted, like a metal snake crushed by some great force. Lights on its surface blinked weakly, like a dying heartbeat. Signal confirmed, Varn said. It's coming from that ship. Tara stepped closer. It's huge. Kalen narrowed his eyes. No signs of weapons, no life readings. But something is alive inside, Mina spoke softly. I heard a voice. Maybe they're trapped. Kalen nodded. We'll send a small team. I'll go. Tara, you come with me. He looked at Mina. Do you want to join? Mina hesitated. Her hands shook a little. She had never left her planet before. Now she was being asked to walk into a dead alien ship. But then she remembered the message. Help us. Pain. Please, I'll come, she said. The 3 of them suited up in light armor. Varn gave each of them a small scanner and a come link. Stay in contact, Varn said. If the signal changes, I'll pull you back. They entered a small shuttle attached to Solace. The door closed and the shuttle launched quietly toward the strange ship. Inside the shuttle, Mina sat quietly. Her heart beat fast, but she kept breathing slowly. Kalen noticed. Scared? She nodded. He smiled gently. That's okay. Bravery is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward anyway. The shuttle landed on the broken ship with a soft clunk. They stepped out into a dark hallway. The walls were strange curved metal with glowing lines that moved like liquid. Everything was cold, silent. Tira turned on her scanner. Weak energy near the center. Kalen led the way. Mina walked in the middle, holding her scanner tightly. They passed broken doors, floating tools, and old machines covered in dust. Air was thin but breathable. It smelled like rust and something sharp. Suddenly, Mina stopped. She felt something, a soft sound in her head. Not through her ears, but inside her mind. Please, she gasped. Did you hear that? Kalen turned. Hear what? Mina pointed ahead. A voice. It's calling again. They moved faster now, deeper into the ship. Soon they reached a round chamber. In the center floated a small pod, like a silver egg. Wires wrapped around it. Inside the pod, something moved. Kalen walked closer. This is the signal source. Tara scanned it. Life signs, very weak, not human. The pod blinked once. Then again, a soft hum filled the room. Mina stepped forward. She felt the voice stronger now. Sadness, pain, hope. She placed her hand on the pod. The hum grew louder. Suddenly, a light shone from the pod and formed a shape in the air. A hologram. It showed a creature with smooth gray skin, long arms, and large eyes. Not scary, gentle. It began to speak. The words were translated in their earpieces. We are the Kari. Our ship was attacked by Earth Command. They said we were a threat. We only came to share knowledge. They destroyed our power, our engines. We were left to die in the dark. I am the last. My body is weak, but my mind still reaches. Please, don't let my message be forgotten. The light faded. Mina's heart felt heavy. She looked at Kalen. They came in peace, she said, and Earth. They destroyed them. Kalen's face was cold. Earth Command fears anything different, even kindness. Tira looked at the pod. Can we help it? Kalen walked to the control panel beside the pod. Maybe I'll transfer it to Solace. We have better tools there. He looked at Mina. You were the only one who could hear it. The signal was not just a sound. It was a call for someone who could feel. You answered. Mina lowered her head. I didn't do much. Yes, you did, Tara said. Without you, we wouldn't have come. Together, they lifted the pod and carried it back to the shuttle. Back on Solace, the crew worked quickly. Varn and the medic set up machines around the pod. Strange energy flowed through the wires. The creature inside looked peaceful now. Kalen watched the screen. Its brain is still active. We might save it. Mina stood beside him. Will Earth come after us for this? Kalen nodded. Maybe, if they find out. Will you still help? He looked at her and smiled. Always. Mina looked at the sleeping alien inside the pod. She didn't feel small anymore. She felt like she mattered. She had listened when others didn't. She had believed when others feared. And now, a life might be saved. 3 days passed since the Kari survivor was brought aboard Solace. The alien was still inside the silver pod, resting, healing slowly with the help of nanogals and medical waves. Kalen and the medics checked on it every hour. Its body was weak, but the brain waves showed hope. Mina visited it every morning. She sat beside the pod, reading soft poems or just talking in a low voice. The alien didn't speak back, but somehow she felt it was listening. The crew was quieter these days. Everyone knew something big had happened. They had saved a life that Earth Command had tried to erase. One afternoon, while Mina helped Fawn in the kitchen, a loud alarm rang through the ship. Red lights flashed. Unknown signal approaching. Varn's voice shouted over the speaker. Mina, drop the spoon. They found us? She ran with terror to the bridge. The main screen showed a dark ship in the distance, black, sharp, and shaped like a claw. Varn's fingers moved fast across the control screen. It's an Earth Hunter-class ship, Model 6, no ID code. Stealth mode active. Stealth? Kaylin asked. Yes, Varn replied. It wasn't here 5 seconds ago. Mina's heart raced. They're watching us. Kaylin looked calm, but his eyes were cold. How close are they? 300 clicks. Not firing yet, the screen blinked. A message came through no voice, just words. You have taken something that does not belong to you. Release it or be destroyed. Tira stared at the screen. They mean the Kari. Mina stepped forward. But it was dying. They left it to die. Another message appeared. That species is marked as dangerous. It holds forbidden data. Kaylin spoke clearly into the ship's com. This is Dr. Kaylin of Solace. We rescued a peaceful being from death. If Earth Command wants to destroy truth, they will have to face us. The Earth ship did not reply. Varn looked at his screen. They're charging weapons. Mina's hands shook. Can we run? Kaylin shook his head. Not fast enough. They used a shadow jump. We can't match it. A deep hum filled the ship. Tara whispered. They're going to attack. Suddenly, the pod in the medical bay blinked. Lights ran across its surface. A soft wave of sound passed through the ship. Everyone felt it like a voice in their mind, not in their ears. I am awake. Mina turned. The Kari. She ran toward the medical bay with Kaylin and Tira close behind. Inside, the alien pod floated. Gently in the air. The creature's eyes opened, bright, silver, and full of light. It spoke inside their minds. You saved me. I will not let you fall. A beam of energy flowed from the pond to the ship's core. Varn shouted from the bridge. Power boost detected. Shields rising. Unknown tech. On the main screen, the Earth ship fired a bright beam. Solace shook, but only a little. Shields are holding. Varn said in surprise. Mina looked at the Kari. You're protecting us? The alien nodded slowly. My people were guardians of energy. Earth feared what they could not control. But your kindness has given me strength. Kaylin stepped forward. Can you help us escape? Yes, the alien said. But not with running. With truth. It lifted a small crystal from its chest. Light filled the room. Back on the bridge, the screen changed. Instead of the enemy ship, it showed a recording. Images of Earth Command soldiers firing on peaceful Kari ships. Burning libraries. Silence falling over glowing cities. Everyone on Solace saw it. Then another message was sent, this time not just to Solace, but to every nearby system. The truth was now public. The Earth Hunter ship paused, but it stopped charging. Weapons. Then, it turned and jumped away. The bridge was quiet. Tara broke the silence. They left. Varn nodded slowly. They didn't want that truth getting out. Now it has. Kaylin looked at the screen, then at Mina. You were the start of this. One shy girl. One quiet voice that listened. Mina felt tears in her eyes. I didn't do anything special. Kaylin smiled. Yes, you did. You believed. You cared. That's what Earth lost. The Kari rested again, safe and protected. It had given its memory crystal to Kaylin, asking him to share the truth across galaxies. Mina kept visiting the pod. She still read softly. Now others joined her. Tara, Jiro, even Varn sometimes. The ship returned to calm. But the crew had changed. They were no longer just rescuers. It had been 4 days since the Earth Hunter. Ship turned and vanished. The truth had already spread far. The crystal from the Kari. Survivor was shared through every communication network. It showed everything: videos, messages, and memories. Billions of people across planets saw how Earth Command had attacked peaceful aliens. They saw the burning of Kari knowledge and the faces of scared children being hunted. And they saw one human ship that refused to stay silent. Solace. Mina stood in the ship's library, holding a small tablet. The screen showed news from different systems. Outrage after release of Kari truth. More defectors leaving Earth Command. Protests rise on Luna Colony and Mars Base. Who's the girl who heard the first call? She stared at that last headline. Her photo was there, her face. Her name. Mina. The shy girl who once avoided crowds, now known across galaxies. Tara entered with a cup of warm leaf tea. You're famous now, she said with a grin. Mina shook her head. I didn't want this. I know, Tara said kindly. But sometimes the quiet ones bring the loudest truth. They sat together in silence. Then the ship's intercom buzzed. Kalen to Mina, please come to the bridge. On the bridge, the whole crew stood around the main screen. Kalen, Varn, Rima, Fawn, and others watched a new message being received. It was from the Council of Free Systems, an alliance of planets that had broken away from Earth. A woman with golden robes and sharp eyes appeared on the screen. We thank the crew of Solace for sharing the Kari memory. Because of you, we have opened a formal investigation against Earth Command. All peaceful species now call for justice. To the young girl who first heard the call, we invite you to speak to the council. Mina stepped back. Me? Speak? But I'm not ready. Kalen turned to her. You don't need to be perfect. Just speak from your heart. But I'm not strong like you, she said. I still get scared, Kalen smiled. Even I get scared. But truth doesn't need a loud voice. It just needs a real one. Mina looked at Tara, then at the screen. Okay, I'll try. 2 days later, Solace arrived at the floating station of the Free Systems Council. It was shaped like a giant flower, each petal holding a different species chamber. Lights blinked along its sides like stars. Mina walked down the main hall beside Kalen and Tara. Her hands shook a little. Her heart was fast. But she kept walking. Inside the council room, leaders from over 20 planets sat around a glowing table. Some had long ears, others had no hair. Some floated, and others looked like walking crystals. They all turned as Mina entered. Kalen spoke first. This is Mina, citizen of a forgotten colony, now a voice of the Kari. The council leader, Lady Alira, stood. Speak freely, child. Mina stepped forward. Her voice was soft. I was never important. I was always quiet. But I heard a voice, not from a speaker, but from inside. It was scared. It needed help. I listened. She paused, then added, I didn't save it alone. My ship, my friends, they helped. But I said yes first. I believed it mattered. The room was silent. I think the Kari didn't want revenge. They wanted someone to remember them. Someone to care. She looked around. Maybe, if we listen more and fear less, we can stop this from happening again. Alira smiled softly. Thank you, Mina. Your voice will echo through history. The council stood and bowed. Not to Kalen, not to Solace. To her. Back on the ship, the crew celebrated. With quiet joy, Fawn made special stew. Rima played soft music from her home planet. The Kari survivor, still weak but awake, blinked its silver eyes in peace. Mina sat at the garden deck, watching vines move slowly in the light. Kalen sat beside her. You did well, he said. She smiled. I was shaking the whole time. That's okay, Kalen replied. Even the stars shake before they shine. She looked up at the stars. What happens now? We keep flying, he said. We help more. We share truth. There are more voices out there, waiting to be heard. Mina nodded slowly. She wasn't just a quiet girl anymore. She was part of something greater, something that gave hope, that protected life, that believed in peace. She whispered, I'm ready. Mina stood quietly near the observation window of Solace. The stars outside looked brighter now. She watched them move slowly, like lights dancing across the black sky. So much had changed. She was no longer the shy girl who hid in corners. She was the girl who spoke in front of the council. She had become a voice that others followed. But even now, Mina didn't feel like a hero. She still felt like herself, quiet, careful, and full of questions. Behind her, the crew of Solace was busy again. Rima worked at her console, tracking nearby ships. Fawn laughed softly while fixing a broken panel. Tara was helping with new refugees who had arrived from a destroyed outpost. And Kaylin was in the command chair, calm and focused. As always, Mina turned from the window and walked toward him. "Kaylin," she said softly. He looked up. "Yes? Where are we going next?" He smiled. "Somewhere new. A planet near the edge of the free systems. It's been silent for months. We want to know if they're safe." Mina nodded. "I want to go with you." He raised an eyebrow. "Are you sure?" "Yes," she said. "I don't want to stay behind. I want to help." The new planet was called Leora. It was green and quiet, with tall trees and clear rivers. But something felt wrong. As the crew stepped onto the surface, they noticed the silence. No birds, no voices, no sound of machines. The buildings were still standing, but no one came out to greet them. Fan frowned. "This place feels empty." Tira checked her scanner. "Life signs are faint, but they're there. Underground, maybe." Mina's heart beat faster. "Maybe they're hiding." Kaylin nodded. "Let's find them." They followed the scanner to a large hill with an old transport door. It was half covered with vines. Rima helped clear the way, and the door opened with a slow hiss. Inside was a tunnel, dark and cold. Mina walked carefully, staying close to Kaylin. Lights flickered on as they passed. At the end of the tunnel, they found a metal gate. Tara stepped forward and called out, "We're friends. We're here to help." For a moment, there was nothing. Then the gate creaked open. A small girl peeked out. Her eyes were wide and scared. She looked at Mina, then ran back into the shadows. Kaylin raised a hand. "No weapons, no fast moves." They walked through the gate slowly. Inside the bunker were nearly 50 people, old and young, human and alien. Their faces showed fear, but also hope. An older woman stepped forward. "Who are you?" Kaylin answered gently, "We're from Solace. We heard your planet went silent. We came to help." The woman studied him, then looked at Mina. "You. I saw you on the broadcast, the girl who spoke for peace." Mina nodded. The woman's face softened. "We believed you." The people of Leora had been hiding from Earth Command for weeks. A scout ship had attacked their city, burning homes and stealing supplies. The survivors escaped underground, waiting for help that never came. Until now, the crew of Solace gave them food, medicine, and warm blankets. Tara set up a medical tent. Fan helped repair water systems. Rima installed a signal beacon so they could call for more aid. And Mina sat with the children. She told them stories, not about war, but about stars, friendship, and bravery. She helped them draw pictures of space. One small boy gave her a drawing of Solace flying above a rainbow. She smiled and hung it on the tent wall. That night, as the sun set over Leora, the people gathered around a small fire outside. The stars came out again. Mina sat beside Kaylin. "They believed in me," she whispered, "even from far away." He nodded. "You gave them hope. That's more powerful than any weapon." She looked up at the sky. There are still more out there. More voices waiting to be heard. Kaylin placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Then we keep going." The next morning, more ships arrived, sent by the Council of Free Systems. They brought supplies, food, and protection. The people of Leora would be safe now. Before leaving, the older woman hugged Mina. You reminded us that even a soft voice can make a loud difference, she said. Mina smiled. Thank you for trusting me. Back on Solace, the crew prepared for the next journey. Mina returned to the medical bay and found Ilari still resting in its pod. The Kari had grown stronger. Its silver eyes opened and locked with hers. Peace grows because you listened. Mina touched the side of the pod. I'll keep listening. As Solace moved into deep space again, Mina stood at the front window. Varn came beside her. More messages are coming in, he said. People are asking for help, asking for you. Mina looked out at the stars. Then we'll keep going. He smiled, one step at a time. The galaxy was still full of danger. Earth Command had not disappeared, but it was weaker now. Its lies were exposed. Its control was fading. And in place of fear, something stronger had started to grow. Hope. Mina, once a quiet girl with no voice, had become the heart of something new. A symbol of kindness, courage, and change. She was not a fighter. She was not a leader. She was something more powerful, a listener. And through her listening, she helped the galaxy heal. The stars moved slowly outside the ship. A soft light filled the room. The journey continued. And Mina would be ready.